Welcome to code 4 of the six-figure scaling codes. This is authority by design. Specifically, how do you create content that builds authority and drives sales in alignment with your design so that you don't burn out? I used to go live on TikTok every day before work for 2 hours, and it was working. I was getting some clients, $150 clients, but I started to do the math, and the math wasn't mathing. I was getting so burned out and frustrated and bitter, and I knew that there had to be a better way. And that's what I realized. As a projector, I am never going to be able to compete with a generator on sacral life force energy to show up like that. And it wasn't that I didn't want to show up in my business. I wanted to show up in a way that felt good and that actually got me the result that I was looking for. And that's when I decided something had to change. I wanted to be able to enjoy my life, go on adventures, build GPTs for my clients, and do fun things. I wanted something that compounded. So I decided to make a shift and create at least one YouTube video a week. And within 2 months of starting this strategy or being consistent with it, I had 3 different high ticket clients find me straight from YouTube, book calls, and come to me pre-sold, ready to buy. What I notice is the real problem is that followers do not equal sales. I have close to 10,000 now. At the time, it was a little bit less. And all I was getting were these low ticket clients who needed convincing and going back and forth in the DMs. While at the time, I had 300 YouTube subscribers and people would come to calls with me talking about, I'm ready to go. Let's do it. Like quoting me back to myself. It was wild. I've had this happen so many times since with clients come to me. They have 10 times the following that I do, and they're making a fraction of what I do. Followers have absolutely nothing to do with trust. Being able to go viral on TikTok doesn't equate to it doesn't contribute to your bottom line. It just doesn't. And the other issue is most content advice, it's one size fits all. It's written by generators for generators. And so what you're hearing is just show up every day, be consistent, work hard, hustle more. And yes, while 70% of the world are generators, even they don't have the energy to do this. Like it's really about following your strategy and authority. And there is no one size fits all. And so what happens, I call your not self-theme, your portal to wealth. And when you are going against your design, it's this built-in mechanism that tells you where you are ready to evolve. Generators get frustrated, projectors experience bitterness, manifestors get angry that no one's listening, that things aren't working the way that they want. Manifesting generators, a combination of the frustration and the anger, and reflectors get disappointed. None of this is bad. It literally is your portal to wealth telling you where you are ready to evolve. Let's talk first about why short form doesn't build authority. There is no depth. It's, 60, maybe 90 seconds, very difficult to get across the depth of what you do in that short of a time frame. It disappears after 24 hours. You have only 3%, 1 to 3% of your followers even see your content. Instagram and TikTok are designed to keep people on the platform. They do not want you sending people anywhere else. You don't own your audience, so you could get locked out of your account, lose your account, and I've seen this happen before. And all of a sudden, this asset you had in your business, the reason this is so important is it takes 7 hours of someone engaging with your brand over 11 different touch points across 4 locations for someone to know, like, and trust you enough to make a purchase decision. And when we're talking about increasing the speed of trust, think about how many TikToks or Instagram or Reels that is. It's very difficult to do it. The difference between short form, you're basically renting attention. Your content disappears, the algorithm changes, you don't own shit. Whereas on a long form platform like YouTube, you build it once, they are fine with you sending people off the platform. You have this asset that will continue to be discovered by people searching for exactly what you do. Qualified people. They find you and book calls ready to go. There's 2 types of conversion. When we're talking about sales-based conversion, this is when you're buying leads, you're doing ads, you're bringing a lot of people through your funnel. You need a lot of leads in order to make this work because only a small percentage of people are going to buy from you. When we talk about marketing-based conversion, this is easy mode. You nurture people over time through your content. People are able to binge and rack up the 7-Eleven for metrics that they need, and they sell themselves. Which one sounds like the soft life? And I don't want you to be intimidated by this. I was by YouTube when I first started, but there's an easy way to do this. Before I get into showing you exactly how to build up your binge bank, I want to talk first about where you are leaking energy. Your open centers in human design, there are 9 energy centers in the body graph, and each one has a different energy. When it's open, it means these are the areas where you are most susceptible to conditioning and probably where you are sabotaging yourself when it comes to your content and visibility without even knowing it. If you have an open head center, which is a pressure center, you feel this pressure to create content about everything. If you have an open ajna center, you feel like your content needs to be groundbreaking every time. You get this analysis paralysis, never feeling ready. If you have an open throat center, you could talk, but you're not very strategic about it. You might say yes to every platform and collab. When you have an open G center, this is your identity center. This is where your magnetic monopole exists. You're not really sure which direction to go, who you are, constantly like reinventing yourself every month. If you have an open heart, you feel this energy that you have to prove yourself in every post. You have to earn it. You're like really over giving to prove that you're worthy. When you have an open solar plexus, this is the emotional center. You take on everyone's emotions. You feel everyone's emotions so deeply. You'll avoid being controversial. You don't want to ruffle any feathers. When you have an open sacral, this is really hard for us non-sacral beings. You have this belief that I should be able to show up every day like everyone else. If you have an open spleen, you will hold on to strategies that aren't working for you because you have this fear of missing out. And then if you have an open root center, this is also a pressure center. You always feel this rush, this constant urgency, being rushed, being very reactive. The solution for all of these, now that you know where you could be picking up everyone else's energy, is building your binge bank. This is a library of evergreen content that positions you as the expert, answers your ideal client's deepest questions, guides them towards your offer in a very strategic step-by-step manner, and it works 24/7, whether or not you are online, offline, exploring Croatia, whatever. You're not creating content, you are building an asset. 50% of your audience is never going to buy, and that's okay. 15% of your audience, they find you, they're ready to go. They're hot. 15% of them within a few days, weeks, whatever. 35% need to be nurtured longer in order to become a client. That becomes your future pipeline. Your job as the educational creator you are is to be there when it's now for them. And YouTube allows you to do that. Your binge bank does the work while you sleep. You think about it, and you spend, let's say, for 7 videos, you spend 7 to 10 hours making these. And that's 7 to 10 hours one time. If I look at my YouTube analytics, how many hours someone else has spent watching those videos, it's exponential, the return on investment with your time. When people get really valuable stuff, if you give away something for free and they get results from it, they get value from it, builds this reciprocity where every piece of value that you give to someone else is a deposit in your reciprocity bank account. It might not happen immediately, but you're building goodwill, trust, authority over time so that when you do make an offer, people are happy to give. You cannot withdraw from an empty account. You can't withdraw from a rented account. It's so much harder. Now, there's 3 types of authority content that we need. Okay. Our binge bank is our authority playlist. That's the same thing. That's 5 to 7 videos. We need foundation content. This is your philosophy. That would include your origin story, your methodology, why you're different, what makes you different. Having the transformation content. This is your proof, your process. You're sharing client case studies, wins, how you get your clients' results, before and afters. And then there's invitation content. Your invitation content acts as a bridge. This is where we let people know, Hey, here's how to work with me. This is what you get, who this is for, who it's not for. My authority by design system, this is how it works. We have our YouTube long form content. That's where we're building authority. We repurpose it into short form clips. This is what gets us visibility. That leads to DM conversations, and then they either book a discovery call or join my school. It's so simple. The reason we want to do this on YouTube is because it's evergreen. It lives on there forever. As long as it's valuable, people will find it and watch it, and YouTube will push it out. It's got built-in SEO. People are able to search. The algorithm rewards watch time, not virality. You don't have to know how to go viral. It is right now the #1 streaming platform. It beats Netflix. And think about how much time you spend on Netflix. And you don't need that many subscribers. Small channels, just like mine, of 200 to 6,000 subs, generating $30,000 months. It is by far the highest conversion platform. When I was in the Skool 100, Alex Mosey's mastermind last year, they were preaching this to us about YouTube. And I knew that it was the thing, but it was such a skill. It was hard for me to do it. I'm going to talk about how to make it really easy for you in a second. If you're a generator or manifesting generator, your content strategy, the way you're going to show up is you're waiting to respond. Then you create. Don't try to force content ideas. Respond to what your audience is asking. Give them something to respond to. Then listen to your authority, your sacral or your solar plexus. When are you lit up? What's exciting to you? What do you want to talk about? You're going to know you're on the right track when you feel satisfied. And when you're frustrated, you're forcing. Projectors, our content strategy, we are quality over quantity by far. Our strategy is to wait for the recognition and invitation. We want to go deep, share our wisdom, 2 to 4 hours max of active content creation a week. If you are not getting as many or the quality of invitations that you want, that is your sign to go deep on your niche. Study what lights you up and share what you're learning. Your #1 job is to make yourself discoverable for people who want and need and are willing to pay for what you have to offer. You're going to know this when you experience success. Manifestors, your content strategy is to inform and then initiate. You get this direct download from source and you'll get so much done in a very short period of time. So you want to batch your content. When you're feeling creative, batch as much as possible ahead of time so you have this bank added up and you can still show up daily, but you only did it during your burst. Do not censor yourself. You are the niche. You're going to know that you're following this when you feel peaceful. And when you feel angry, it's because usually someone's telling you what to do or you didn't inform the right people. Inform us. Let us know where we're going so that we can buy from you. Reflectors, your strategy is to sample, reflect, and wait. You want to reflect what you're noticing in the collective, what you're seeing in your niche. You excel at making it about them. So you're going to feel surprised when you're following this, surprise and delight. How awesome is that? And you'll feel disappointed if you're rushing or comparing your timeline to anyone else's. Let's talk about the binge bank. How do you build your authority playlist? It's 5 to 7 core videos, and it's comprised of these: who you are. So talk about your story and your background, what you believe, your core philosophy, your values, how you help, your methodology, your approach, your solutions. People know who you help, who this is for, what makes you different, what's your positioning, what's your market category of one. Sharing proof that this works, infusing it with testimonials and case studies and success stories of your clients, and then giving people a clear pathway to work with you. Hey, this is what I do. Here's what it includes, and here's how to join. When someone goes through a playlist, they're sold. Nobody's going to watch all 7 of these. And then if they have a problem that you can help them solve, they're in. So what I do is create 1 long form video a week. This is my foundational content, my anchor content. That's where I go in, provide deep value, establish authority. And then I take 5 to 7 clips from that and repurpose it across all the short form platforms for broader reach. Along with a CTA on each of those, comment this word for the full training. Short form is your distribution. It is not the main event. The types of content that you want to be making for your brand, we want to combine authority and relatability. So we have growth content. This would be trending topics, things that are going on in your niche that are going to get new eyeballs to your brand. This is your top of funnel. This is the biggest group of people that are out there. So you want to ride the trend wave. Then we want to have authority content. This is where we're really building trust and establishing yourself as the expert. We just talked about how to do that. And then also making sure you're including some personal lifestyle content, your story. Your story is your most powerful marketing asset. It shocks me how little people share their story. People buy from people. They do not buy from businesses. Vulnerability is the only true path to connection. Brene Brown said it, and it's true. We need all three types of content in a holistic content strategy. Now, I'll be honest with you, as a high-powered, spiritual baddie, you can absolutely figure this out by yourself. You can go through all of it this weekend, set it up, and get it done. But if you are looking for shortcuts and willing to invest in them, I created a 100K business by design AI that's so dope. My clients are literally obsessed with it. All you have to do, and I set this up for you when we work together, is we plug in your human design, your offer, and your ideal client avatar, and it creates your entire binge bank and then repurposes it into 7 to 10 short form clips so that I'm able to create all my content for the month in an hour. It's crazy. And so the AI creates, it gives you the titles, thumbnails, hooks, descriptions, everything you need for your long form, and exactly how to repurpose it into short form. If you're interested in that, you can just click the link below to book a call with me. The proof that this works is I have people do this all the time. Like every single month, I have people booking calls saying, I found your YouTube, I binged it, I'm ready to go. The other one I get all the time is I prayed for somebody like you. You'd be shocked. I hear this so many times. I prayed for someone like you. I asked the creator for help. I talked to my spirit guides. And then the next thing I know, you just popped up on my feed. Imagine how good that will feel when people say that to you. What we want is deep connection. Views and virality don't matter. Those are vanity metrics. The right viewers matter, getting in front of the right eyeballs. By the way, you can get all of these slides for free inside Spiritual Business School, but the key takeaways I want you to come away with are we want to create leverage over visibility. We're not here to be on the content hamster wheel. It's not just about getting more eyeballs, it's about getting the right eyeballs. The difference between owning and renting your audience, long form lasts. When you're renting, it's just short form exposure designed to distribute your authority boosting content. You want to build your authority by design with strategic long form content that works for you 24/7. Your content foundation, focus on foundation content. That's your philosophy, transformation. That's your proof, and invitation. That is your offer. We need a mix of all three. And the strategic flow is like guide your audience from the deep dive on YouTube, short form clips, DMs, and conversion. Your energetic design is not a limitation. It is your advantage. I know sometimes as a projector, I can feel like, damn, I wish I had the energy to do that, to be a generator manifest. No, your soul chose the exact moment in time to be born that was going to give you the greatest opportunity of exercising your free will to become the best version of you. It's not an accident that you have your design. Now you have your offer ecosystem, your authority. What do you do with people once they are ready to take that next step? You need a container, somewhere to send them from your content into a party. You want to invite them to a party. We don't want them to disappear into the abyss. Okay, so in the next one, I'm going to go through my exact freemium community blueprint and how I made 6 figures in high ticket sales from a free school. And I'll show you exactly how I set it up and how I do it. Make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on Code 5, and you can join Spiritual Business School for have like a Find Your Online Persona free course in there, as well as the slides that came with this. And if you are looking for shortcuts and you don't have to go through all this, you can book a one-on-one strategy call with me if we can talk about building your authority bank by design. Okay.